Anthony Giddens Structuration Theory explained. Anthony Giddens Structuration Theory is one of the most fascinating ideas in modern sociology, and it tries to answer a big question: how do individuals and society influence each other? Think about it for a moment. Every day, we make choices, follow rules, and interact with others, and all these actions take place within the boundaries of society. But society itself is made up of all the individuals who live in it. So, the question is, are we shaping society, or is society shaping us? Giddens Structuration Theory says it is not an either-or situation. Instead, it is both. People shape society through their actions, and society influences people by setting up rules and structures. Giddens starts with the idea that there are two main forces at play: structure and agency. Structure refers to the rules, norms, and systems that guide how we live and behave. For example, laws, cultural traditions, and social expectations are all part of the structure. Agency, on the other hand, is the ability of individuals to make choices and take actions. For instance, when you decide to pursue a particular career, follow a hobby, or voice your opinion, you are exercising your agency. The fascinating part of Giddens' theory is how he explains the relationship between these two forces. According to Giddens, structure and agency are not separate or opposing forces. Instead, they depend on each other. Structures provide the framework that makes our actions possible, but at the same time, our actions help create and reinforce these structures. Imagine a game of soccer. The rules of the game are the structure. Without them, the game would not make sense. But the players, through their actions and strategies, bring the game to life and even influence how it evolves. Similarly, in society, structures guide our behavior, but we also contribute to shaping those structures through our actions. One of Giddens' key ideas is what he calls the duality of structure. This means that structures are both the medium and the outcome of social actions. In simpler terms, structures shape what we do, and what we do shapes the structures. Let us take language as an example. The grammar and vocabulary of a language are its structure. They allow us to communicate effectively. But when we speak, write, or create new words, we are actively contributing to the evolution of that language. So, language both guides our communication and changes because of it. Another important concept in structuration theory is reflexivity. This refers to our ability to think about and reflect on our actions and their consequences. Humans are not robots blindly following rules. We constantly evaluate what we are doing and why we are doing it. For example, you might decide to follow a family tradition, but you might also question its relevance in today's world and choose to adapt it or abandon it altogether. This reflexivity is a critical part of how agency works within structures. Giddens also talks about practical consciousness and discursive consciousness. Practical consciousness is what we do without thinking too much about it, like everyday habits and routines. For example, locking the door when you leave the house or saying thank you after receiving help. Discursive consciousness, on the other hand, is when we can explain and talk about what we are doing and why. For instance, if someone asks why you chose a particular career path, and you provide a detailed explanation. Both types of consciousness play a role in how we interact with structures and exercise our agency. One of the reasons structuration theory is so valuable is that it helps us understand complex social phenomena. It shows us that change is possible, but it also explains why change can be difficult. Structures can be very powerful and seem permanent, but they are ultimately made up of the actions of individuals. At the same time, individuals often feel limited by the structures they live within, such as economic systems, political institutions, or cultural traditions. Structuration theory reminds us that while we may feel constrained by society, we also have the power to change it through our collective actions. For example, think about social movements like the fight for civil rights, gender equality, or climate action. These movements challenge existing structures and push for new norms and rules. The people involved are exercising their agency to reshape the structures of society. Over time, their actions can lead to significant changes in laws, policies, and cultural attitudes. At the same time, the new structures that emerge will influence future generations and their actions. This back-and-forth dynamic is at the heart of structuration theory. Structuration theory is not just an abstract idea. It has practical applications in various fields, including politics, education, business, and technology. For example, in the workplace, managers can use this theory to understand how employees interact with organizational structures. They can then create environments that encourage innovation and adaptability. In education, teachers can use it to understand how students' backgrounds and choices interact with the rules and norms of the school system. Giddens' theory also helps us make sense of modern challenges like globalization and technological change. In a globalized world, structures are constantly shifting, and people are finding new ways to exercise their agency. Technology, like social media, is a perfect example. The platforms have structures, such as algorithms and community guidelines, that influence how we interact. But users also shape these platforms through their posts, comments, and collective actions. In conclusion, Anthony Giddens' structuration theory gives us a powerful way to think about the relationship between individuals and society. It shows us that we are not just passive followers of rules, but active participants in shaping the world around us. At the same time, it reminds us that the structures we live in are not set in stone. They are made and remade through our actions. This dual perspective is essential for understanding how society works and how we can create positive change. If you found this explanation helpful and want to learn more about sociology and its fascinating theories, please give this video a like, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Your support helps us create more insightful videos. Thank you for watching.